I'm going to give everyone a second to roll in. Today, we're going to have a collaborative conversation around foundational prospecting systems. So one of the things that I really have as my personal goal, and our team has theirs, is giving you a system to really operate your business, right? And when you have systems, eventually they become repeatable, they become predictable, and you're able to make business decisions off of facts, not feelings, right? We don't want to do what we think is the best thing to do. We want to do things based on actual data, client experiences. So let me start off by asking a question. How many people currently run digital ads on an ongoing basis to all of their past clients? All right, this is where we unmute people. I have the morning answers here. Now let's go to all of you. Why not?
I never thought about reaching out to them. I use the digital ads when I'm promoting new listings, and I do that, but I don't think about it as a way of staying in touch with past clients.
Okay, great answer. Anyone else? Just unmute yourself, Isabel. Anyone else? There's 20 of us here, and none of you do it. Go ahead.
Say the same. I've never thought about doing that.
I'm weird, right? Like I stay up at night and I'm always thinking about this kind of stuff. And I was just thinking, like, I always talk about M&M's, momentum and multipliers. Like, what can be real multipliers? Technology is a multiplier of efforts. I want 3 more people to tell me. So I'm going to just start calling on people. Renee.
I was going to say,
Sarah.
let's answer quickly. I think I do. That's why I added maybe, because I do branding, which I think would be then staying in front of my clients that's coming from the CRM.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect. So you're maybe. Renee, what about you?
I'm sorry, I missed the question, Chirag.
How come you're currently not running digital ads to all your past clients?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Perfect. We got another one. I don't do digital ads. Rob,
Can I add one more thing to that?
Yeah.
The only reason I'm doing that is because I was on that call that you had Robert and I can't remember the other person on, and you guys said, like, if you're spending money farming area, you should be doing digital ads, and I started doing them then. So it was only because you guys suggested it.
Stick with us. We have lots of good, useful information. Rob, what about you, sir?
I just have never run digital ads. So it's something I'm working on improving.
All right, so here are all the reasons people don't do it. I send a newsletter. I don't do digital ads. I don't think about using digital ads as a tool to stay in touch with my clients. I'm not sure if it works. I've never thought about it. Is the cost worth it? And how do I track ROI? So let's talk about the last 2. Does anyone know what real estate math is? All right, real estate math is, I send 1,000 postcards, I get 5 calls, I go on 3 appointments, I get 2 listings and 1 of them sells. So this is my ROI. You cannot, like, I'm going to say this again, you cannot approach every single business decision you make like that. It is a bad way to run your business because you need to understand the difference between lead generation and branding, right? Marketing is how people find you. A brand is how people choose you. Now, if you're looking at a lead generation campaign, this is something 100% you should track your ROI. Well, a lead generation campaign would be creating some form of advertisement that highlights a problem that you solve by what's called a lead magnet. Go learn the 5 biggest mistakes that buyers are making in a low inventory market. It would take you to what's called a landing page. And on that landing page, you're going to talk about how your digital download, whether it's a video, a PDF, is going to solve and position them so they don't make the 5 mistakes that a buyer's making in a low inventory market. They do the digital download, and then there's a series of 8 to 12 systematic follow-ups, whether they're phones, emails, texts, whatever it is, to get them to take a specified result. So you can track how much money you're spending, how many people click on your ad, how many people download, how many appointments you set, how many clients you get, and how many people you sold. That's 6 metrics. And that is a lead generation campaign. Now, we already know that a branding campaign is just to stay top of mind. Why do you think movies buy those huge billboards? So that people think about it, but it is a supplemental form of relationship building and marketing. See, if you look at prospecting methods, whether you're calling, you're emailing, you're texting, you're doing video, when somebody sees your ads on an ongoing basis, it's a multiplier. If I call you and I say, hey, Sarah, I was just driving by your neighborhood and I was thinking about you, want to reach out and see how you and your family are doing, they're going to say, oh my God, Sarah, it's so crazy that you called. I literally just saw an ad that you were running on Instagram or Facebook or on Google. And the conversation, literally, you're going to come back to me like, Chirag, that's exactly what they said. I'm like, I know, because that's how people's brains work, right? So if you think about this, what are the 2 large problems that this solves? I don't want people to forget about me. I want to be the top of mind realtor. I want to be the go-to realtor. I don't know what a go-to realtor is. And I don't know what a top of mind realtor is. But I do know that I don't want people to forget about me. So once a quarter, just run a different ad so people see you all the time. And the second thing out of that is 1, that they're not going to forget you. Number 2, they're going to know you want more business. People that run ads want more business. It's a very clear thing in the world of America and the smart, savvy clients you have. Number 3, it is the best way to get back in front of people that you have not seen or heard from in a long time. Do you know how much more fruitful the conversation will be when you reach out to them in this way after they see an ad of yours? Oh my God, Cherish, I just saw your ad. So who are these ads for? I think they're for 4 people. People you've done business with, someone you want to do business with, someone you know that could send you a referral, and someone you have a personal relationship with. Those are the 4 buckets of people. The minimum ad spend is $300. Do you know how much thousands of dollars people burn on these postcards? It's crazy. Yeah. So if I was you, I would look at rebudgeting some of my postcard money into digital ads, spending the money on events, coffees, lunches, and things like that. And if you do this over a quarter and you can actually measure, I ran this much in ads, I reached out to this many people, I had this many conversations, I got this many referrals, I did this event, and then you do 2 quarters, all of a sudden now you have results that you can start predicting your business off of. Now, in choosing to do this, there's a difference between financial constraint and financial choice. Financial constraint is, if I spend money here, I don't have money to pay my rent. I don't have money to pay my car, to buy my food. A human necessity will not happen because you have financial constraint, correct? Financial choices, well, I don't know the ROI. Is this really worth it? Will it really work? Let me wait for other people to do this. I don't have a big database. Great, then your ad spend is going to be less and you can get more. This is something I believe every agent must do and should be a foundational pillar of your relationship-based prospecting. Cherish?
Yeah, I am following what you're saying and agree on so many things. Specifically, I'm asking, do you know the difference and do you have experience with lead gen labs versus using the digital ads through the Compass
Yes.
platform.
Lead gen ad, Hugo is a past Compass employee. He actually built this digital ad platform. So people use him really successfully. So when you want to go to that next level of lead generation versus just warming up your audience, like that would be a good next step.
Okay, could you describe that difference? Warming up the audience is like putting yourself out there, being
It's
recognizable.
literally like,
and
if
then-
you're my client, right? Like all of you guys are our clients in community. It's me running ads to all of you just so that you're constantly thinking about me in our coaching programs, right? So if I had all of your personal email addresses and I was able to use Compass to market my business, I would be running ads every single month, changing them, just encouraging you to come to what you paid for. Now, an outside thing like a lead gen lab or something like this, I'd be running ads to groups of Compass agents that I did not know to make them aware, giving away something of value and getting them to buy my coaching. Is that clear?
I think so.
Okay, so well, think is not a good answer. So
So for instance, one is like brand recognition. The other is a call to action to get them to
yeah,
do a
this is
specific
not even
thing.
brand of recognition. Think about this just as a top of mind. This is what I would call an awareness campaign. We want our clients to constantly be aware that we exist, that we're around, we're looking for more business. You don't have to say anything. By the virtue of them seeing your ad and seeing it all the time. Remember, I was just at an NFL conference that I spoke at for 4 days, right? And so I was tasked with doing time blocking, tackling, getting things done, but also building their entire educational experience, workbook, notes, so they look like one of our workbooks in the style that we all know of learning works best. And so I went through this rabbit hole of like time. The average American adult spends up to 7 hours a day on their phone. So why not be where they are? So when you call them, you email them, you text them, you stay in touch, they're not forgetting about it. It's a supplement. It's a multiplier, right? So those, in a simple way to what Cherish said, I love how you use the word specifically, by the way, so thank you, is one has a call to action and one doesn't.
Sorry, me again. And so with the call to action, it sounds like that's probably the best place to have an asset to give away for free. That's your lead magnet. Okay, and then they're put into a drip campaign.
Yep.
Okay.
But these campaigns are very expensive. They're not cheap. So really make sure that you have it all built out.
Yeah.
Your clients might have forgot your names, but they didn't forget your face. And that's why having your face on these ads is really important. And that's why it's important, Julie, to contact them, to run some ads, reach out to them, cup of coffee. Felt like I had to sneeze. So are we all good with this? Now, who is this not for? It is not for open house leads, people you don't recognize in your CRM, and people that are just random leads that you got through online places. This is not for leads. Not for leads, not for leads, not for leads. If you have likely to sells that are people that you know, great group of people to send these to. So then when you reach out to them just to check in and say, how are you? Oh my God, we might have been thinking of selling your home. See, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. This is being prepared. Questions, comments, concerns?
Yes, Chirag. How do you target your past clients?
You can literally go to your AEM and they'll show you how to highlight them and just target to them. It's literally clicking a few buttons. It's nothing. You can like pull up a tag, you can click the button, click run a digital ad. It's really simple. Bill, what kind of message you use? Borderline, the messages don't even matter. They have static branding ads that you can just run. So here's what happens to an agent when they think about this. Who am I going to send this to? What are they going to think? What am I going to say? How do I design the ad? This is going to take a lot of time. I don't want them to get upset, right? First, it becomes confusing, right? Like what do I do? Then it becomes chaotic and overwhelming. There's so many things to do. And then you go back to certainty. Let's just not do anything because I don't want to ruffle anybody's feathers. Look, we're building a business for today and in the future. You know, this whole concept of let's just future-proof our business. By virtue of being here, all of you over the next 6 months will have a buyer presentation and a client experience that everyone wants to buy that you want to work with. All of you will have listing presentations that people pay your full commissions for and will want to work with you. All of you will have these relationships with your past clients. They'll just continue to refer you. Now think about this. Great client experiences plus amazing continuity of experience and service and relationships after equal a repeat referral business where you don't have this, right? You will all, if you follow this percent, get on Real Trends and be in the top 1.5%. If you're already in the top 1.5%, you're just going to go further up. This works, people do it, and it's easy. Like, does this require any special skills? Nope. Does this require any special knowledge? Nope. Does this require endless thousands of dollars that most people may or may not have? No. It understands one simple mindset that this is not a lead generation campaign, and I'm going to change my ads every quarter, every month. If you're savvy, you know how to do this. And I'm supplementally going to be calling, emailing, texting, sending videos to, having coffees, lunches, dinners, breakfasts, and events with the people I'm sending these ads to. And that's it. So here's my next question. Is there any reason that anyone has here after this conversation today for the last 20 minutes that would not do this? Great. So from here, do I have a guiding percentage of budget that digital ads should amount to? Not really, right? Like I honestly, I wouldn't go crazy spending money on this, right? Like if you spent $500 a month on this, great. Like it works as long as like I know you follow the whole system, right? Like you make the calls, you do the events, you practice, right? So if you're going to work the system, this works. And even if your clients just see you, they're not going to forget you. It's worth $500 a month. The minimum spend on an ad is $290, which is $10 a day. So try the minimum for a month. But to me, this is a foundational pillar that every single person should do. It's, in my opinion, one of the best ROIs that you can have. All right, questions, comments, thoughts, concerns? Sarah, we love seeing your daughter on the calls.
She wishes she could be here. Can I add one more thing real quickly? It's kind of on the previous call. I was in a listing appointment last week. I'm confident I got the listing from another agent, but in the presentation, when I gave her the marketing plan and communication plan, the wife's eyes teared up and I said, "What happened?" She said, "The other guy just put us in MLS and did nothing." And I was like, "Oh, so thank you." Warms my heart to just everything that I've learned from you. So thank you.
You change somebody's life by doing this, right? Do you know, like, if you think about this conceptually, like when someone decides to move out of their home, that's their home.
Mm-hmm.
Like that place has been everything to them in their lives for so long, right? Like it's hard. And then as agents, we often hear this, and people in general just lack emotional intelligence, right? And they just go in there and like, I can do this and I can do this and I can do this. Well, here's how you're living that's wrong and change it. And like, you're literally taking what would be the most comfortable place in the world to them that they chose to live that way. For most people now it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't even know what's going on all the time. So that's, That's incredible. Record that in a video and send it to me, and
Okay.
I'm gonna add it on our social media. So we'll tag you, we'll post it. It's just, and really talk about how it makes a difference and how it makes you feel good, right? Because that's what this is all about. Like, you're making such impact in people's lives, and Sarah can tell you, Cherish can tell you, Rob can tell you, Christine can tell you, just a few people have been here a really long time, right? Carol Munson, Jody, the list goes on and on. If you use the system, it works really well, and people are really happy and they're grateful for you, right? Like, they treat you, they honor you, they respect you because you have a quantifiable service that somebody's willing to pay for.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you. I'll see you on another call.
But,
Thank you.
all right, does anyone have questions about digital ads, prospecting, why to do this, how to do this, what to do? All right, cool. Well, look, we have 7 minutes left, so you can either do some live prospecting, or I can spend a few minutes talking to you about AI, kind of where we are in the process, and kind of giving. Okay, so I see a few faces. All right, so where we are is what we realized. I told my friend that's building this that I have a lot of content. He didn't believe me. Turns out we have round about 30,000 minutes of content that we're uploading to this app. And so a couple things are going to happen. Number one, you don't need to go to any other version of ChatGPT. This has the most modern one, like, paired with it, right? So everything you'll be able to do when this comes out will be through that one portal. Now, it's going to learn 30,000 minutes of our coaching, but this is machine learning. So it's like training and like grooming a child, except with a child, when it makes a mistake, you might have to correct it a couple times, but the algorithm will learn a child sometimes, like, 100 times. I can tell my son 100 times that I'm not a bed and breakfast. And, at the very least, if someone cooks some food, like, he get a plate, a fork, and a knife. But like, kids take constant reinforcement. This doesn't. So we're going to be leaning on all of you for collaborative learning. Now, how does that really work? I want to build this with you and for you versus just building it and giving it to you. What's the difference? I'm going to put my email in, and we're going to do focus groups here, where if you've ever wanted to come here and hang out with us for a day and help build something, network, there'll be some sort of happy hour food. I don't know. We'll entertain you and feed you, obviously, as well. But for people that want to build things, because we want to build like workflows and what you need. So if you look at a specific need versus a general need that's for a niche, Julie is in New York City. New York City is a non-MLS market and operates very differently. It's mostly like co-ops and board packages. So there's a certain element of that. Well, I have this one client that wanted this one thing, and like, it was just really unique, and like, it's unique to you and not like a whole market. Those are the things that don't need to be in here because it's not useful. But we want to build out workflows where it's like, how do I share the benefits of Compass Collections to a buyer? Do you have a resource that shares this for me? The link to our collections video. Can you add the resource plus the benefits in a 300-word email that I could send my clients? And the email is written for you. That's the world we're getting into. So in these focus groups, we're looking to directly understand what are the actual workflows of an agent and how would this be helpful? Like, someone asked on another call, what happens if I follow everything and they still want to overprice their home? Well, we have dialogues for that. So just email me and I'll add you to a list, and in the coming months, we'll have this. And look, it's something that's just going to roll out. It's in beta. It's never going to work 100% of the time in the beginning, but it still has a lot of good, useful things, and it's powered by AI and ChatGPT. So it's something that you can get a ton of value on. But we on the back end see what you ask, and we want you all exactly. Yeah, so don't put anything weird in here, like, please. Okay, anything you don't want people to see, do not put in here. But somebody sees, obviously, most things on the internet. So we want to make sure that you're asking productive questions, that they're getting the right answers. So if you've been here and you heard me say something and the thing gives you a completely different answer, like, please flag it. Right. So our team's working really hard, not only to integrate all of our coaching, but all of our PDFs and resources that, in a world in several months from now, like, I need a written communication plan to go on a listing presentation. Can you share one with me? Boom, the recording, the link to the thing is there. Do you have a video that explains on how to use it? Boom, the video comes up. That's the world that we're working on. And the more we work together, the faster we can get there. And literally, it's like having me in your pocket 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Which I think is pretty cool, right? Because I want to be able there. Real estate's a business that doesn't always happen in front of a computer. No, do not spend any money, Isabel, on billboard ads. Like none, zero. Billboard ads are expensive. With the same amount that you spend on a billboard ad, you could do like a small gathering for your clients every month, which will get you a lot more than that. Remember who the list is not for, people you don't know. So start spending more time on the people that you actually know. All right, 2 minutes. Questions, comments, thoughts, concerns. Was this productive for everybody today? Is everyone excited about running digital ads? Say yes if you're going to go do this in the next 72 hours. How many yeses do we have? We have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, 5, 6, 7. Can we get an 8? 7. So 7 out of, so we're about 25%, 8. Right, and those are for the people that are responding and are in a place to respond. Somebody might be driving. So think about that. If you're marketing and you have ads constantly in front of people and you're reaching out to them, can anyone ever take your client? The answer is no. Nope. And by the way, if you're a listing agent and you have the buyer's email because their agent did a really bad job, add them to this list and let your ads go in front of them. I have clients I've worked with throughout the years that literally are only listing agents, and they have a team, and they look for agents that didn't do a good job where the buyers primarily end up communicating with them throughout the process, because that happens often, right? And then they send them happy home anniversary emails, gifts, and stuff like that. And eventually the listing goes back to them, and then they refer them to their family and friends. So on that note, with love in my heart, I love you all. I hope everyone has a powerful and productive week. And tomorrow we'll see you for another training. Bye, everybody.